Hey guys, today is the day we're going to McMaster University and I'm doing my segment for the the International Women's Day event for the sports team. So I'm really excited. I am wearing the See It Fit logo top, and then I'm just wearing my pants. Um, so yeah, I was gonna sit in this washroom for a second and just really just get into this. I'm very excited. I'm very happy that I've been called to do this, and like the pieces that I put together for the movement flow, the guided meditation of understanding being perfect is not something that we can hold on to. So we need to learn to let that go. And then going into the journaling and having the intentional prompts of there's a few questions out of the eight, they choose 3 to 4, and then they go into 5 things that they want to try to accomplish for the year, and then they write a letter to themselves. So I'm excited. I will take you guys along with me. This is my first time being at McMaster University. I passed it a lot of times and I always wondered what the campus was like. So finally get to see the campus, and yeah, so let's go. Okay, guys, I just got to this campus and I'm so lost. I was driving in an area that cars are not permitted, so I had to stop and ask somebody how to get to the athletic center. When you're on different university campuses, I don't remember. I don't know. I don't remember my campus being this big. It wasn't McMaster University is actually pretty big. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I have to go all the way out to the main entrance from where I came from, and then find my way to the athletic center. Okay guys, there's been a change of plans. I am now going to be speaking on the panel. So this is cool. I wish I had known earlier that I would came in business casual clothing, but on the fly, totally fine. I'm excited. I have a lot to say, and then I have my session to run. So super excited. Stay tuned for everything. I am the founder of See It Fit. I'm a personal trainer and holistic nutritionist. My background stems from athletics growing up. So I was a competitive gymnast all the way until I was about 16, and then I transitioned into cheerleading all the way until I was 21. And I had to stop because I had a concussion. So within the field of all of that, I was pursuing school to be in film production, and I worked in film, and I worked for a very long time, and I loved it until I didn't. I was still pursuing a lot of things in sports, so I started to do bodybuilding and powerlifting, and it showed me a way that I really liked being in that world, being in the gym, helping others, and seeing how it helps me, because I struggled a lot with speaking publicly, which this is something different. I'm very grateful for Elena. And then also, I also in the fact went back to school 2 years ago to become a holistic nutritionist, because I had struggled a lot with an eating disorder growing up through my sports. And I think going back to school for me helped me bring and get my power back in terms of understanding how to fuel the body. In this moment with Fit, I help a lot of human beings just understand what moving the body means, what fueling the body means, and how to connect the mind and body. And I also go back into coaching figure skaters. So I teach them how to strength train and understand how to read a program, because just being on the ice doesn't mean outside of that you just do flexibility. We also need to focus on other things and building the body to be strong. And now that I am a holistic nutritionist, I am going back into the field to help parents understand how to fuel their kids in season and off season, and understand how to find or see the signs of eating disorders as well.
Obviously a really amazing line of panelists here today, so we're very, very grateful that you all took the trip to come here today. Thank you so much. We're going to start off with kind of more of a broad question. So we've got some questions organized in here that we're going to ask for about 40 minutes, see where that takes us, and then we'll take some questions from you guys and kind of see whatever you want to know, either broad or specific from one of our panelists, okay? So we'll start off with a broad question. For anybody, whoever wants to take the lead on this or start us off, what is your favorite part, or what was your favorite part about being a woman in sport, and what did you learn from this that you're now using in your career outside of sport?
I'll go first on that, actually. I guess what I've loved about being in sport growing up, I started at the age of 4, and then coming up, I'm 31 now, is my determination of not to give up on myself. We all have our ebbs and flows and everything, and I just remember sometimes being on the beam and wanting to cry because I didn't want to do it anymore, but being able to face my fear and continue to go at it. So yeah, even coming into building a business, you have to have the determination to say, okay, let me break down my goals, let me see things a little bit smaller, taking 1% at a time. And I think being in sports like gymnastics and cheerleading can help me a lot with my confidence and being able to do things that I never thought that I could.
I love everything about being a woman in sport. I think part of me, I've always been someone, one of my favorite quotes is the greatest revenge is to accomplish what others think you cannot do. And I think being a woman in sport does that, because there is nothing that gets me more fired up than reading the comments on a women's sports post with some dude behind a laptop, I'm sorry to the men in the room, but it's normally a guy, being like, I don't see a kitchen there, why is she out there? And it's just, we're progressing, but I love every part of it. I think it teaches, I know from a young age it taught me resilience, and I think for young women that don't play sports, it makes going through adversity so much more challenging as an adult, because essentially when you're an athlete, you're micro-dosing challenges every day, whether it's in the weight room. That's part of what I teach as a strength conditioning coach, is having to overcome an exercise that's challenging or a weight that's challenging. And you're constantly, getting that stimulus. So it's when a challenge comes up in a game, it's not so shocking because we've been practicing it and we've been working towards it. Whereas, when you're in your adult life and you haven't had that experience, then little things are big things because you don't really know how to work through it. So I just think it taught me so many things, but the biggest thing being resilience. And even as a young woman in strength and conditioning, I still get people. I had someone tell me, "Oh, you'll never work with a football team." And I said, "Thank you, watch me." And I did. And I'm not saying that in a cocky way, but it's that like fuels my fire. And I will say, I went to the WNBA game and the PWHL game, and I bawled my eyes out because I was like, this is amazing. Like this is, I have goosebumps just talking about it. Like it's amazing to see where things are moving, and I just wish every young woman got the opportunity to experience what sport has to offer.
Yeah, I think like thinking back to like my 5-year-old self, and like from 5 to 12, it gave me such like immense confidence playing sports. And I learned, then of course you get that confidence, you're learning all these different skills, how to be within a team, how to work towards a skill, how to have resilience, and that's like cascading.
Okay, so I wanted to take this moment and say that today was incredible. I just like came outside because I'm heading to my car. I was pulled in to speak on the panel, and it was such a beautiful thing because I didn't have time to actually think about my answers. And I think when you're pulled into the fire, it's the best experience because you actually get to see what you're capable of. I am very grateful to McMaster University. I am very grateful for the girls that was running the International Women's Day event and all the ladies that came out, because like this just showed me what I'm capable of, and what I'm going to continue doing is using my voice. So if you're watching this on the tube and you want to try something new or something that's been on your mind wanting to do for a very long time, just do it. You'll never know unless you do. And I'm very happy that my segment for movement, journaling, and meditation turned into me speaking on a panel to a bunch of ladies. So yeah.